Hey there. Yeah, that was right. Okay. Hey there, welcome to Nathan's Garage. So, the hunt continues for a truck. We have got the Vic, nearly ready to go. And the hunt continues for a truck. So I went to see one this morning and it had a utility bed. It's a long bed, as they all are for the price range that I want to pay. In LA, you get a long bed for $1,000 and you get exactly the same quality of truck that's a short bed and it's like 5,000 or 6,000. So went to see a utility long bed. It looked pretty clean in the photos, been in the family for like 30 years, something like that. So alright, it's pretty close to my house. So I thought whatever, I'll roll up. I found a bed on Craigslist that was blue, the truck was white, but I thought if we can do a decent deal on the truck and it's cheap enough and I've got to shorten the bed anyway, so I may need paint, thought we'll go that route. So it said in the ad that I needed a battery and needed gas. So I arrived there and I've got a tank of gas, I've got a fuel line, I've got a battery fully charged. And in these trucks you never know about fees. In California you never know about back fees with the registration, so I always want to check that on the DMV website via my phone when I get there. So this older gentleman greets me in a semi-hostile, old American mustache gentleman kind of way. And he's like, oh, it's been in the family forever, it's non-opt, it's all good. Motor was rebuilt 10,000 miles ago. I popped the hood, the motor is just like, it's like a big bundle of oil. It's like all you can see is the glisten of the oil that's been sat there for a year because it's not run. I was like, huh, rebuilt 10,000 miles ago and it looks like this. It's like, oh yeah, it's good to go. No air cleaner on it, anything like that. I was like, well, okay, fine. And I told her, you know, there's my situation and what I do, you know, and I would assume that if you listen to my story, you kind of know that, you know, I know what I'm talking about. I know how to pull a truck to pieces. I've dealt with registration on old beaten up trucks, my case in point first project. And I'm like, can I get the pink slip? Because I just want to check the fees. And I'm like, oh yeah, there's no fees, it's all non-opt, it's all non-opt. I was like, oh yeah, it's totally fine, just want to check. Okay, cool. So I've looked around, it's a straight truck, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I don't need the utility body because it's, you know, it's just not what I need. Oh, you can sell those for like $500. You know, and you always want to be, as a buyer, you always want to be polite. You always want to be like, okay, yes. And your eyes are saying, no, you're just trying to scam me right now. So you come out with a pink slip, and I feed it in, and it pops up. It's like nearly $300 in fees. And I turned the phone round to the guy, and I'm like, huh, there's back fees on it. And he's like, no, there's definitely not. There's no back fees. It's non-opt. I was like, but that's the DMV website. I'm holding my phone up at this point. That's the DMV website, and it says there's fees. So, like, he said, I paid them yesterday, and I've not told him the amount yet. I was like, huh, how much did you pay? It's like $20. It's like, isn't that $300 in fees on the truck? So, like, so that, you know, I'm gonna take that into account with the price. No, there's no back fees. I'm like, okay. So I said, okay, so I'm just if you can give me about probably half an hour. I'm just gonna hook up some gas, hook up the battery, and just see if I can turn it over and see if I can get it to fire. No. I need to take it now. I need to tow it out right now. We're having the house painted. We're moving, and I'm like, you're moving, like, so you've got this hunk of shit in your driveway and you're moving and you're telling a person who possibly wants to buy it that they can't check it over, they just got to tow it out right now and the fees aren't real, the DMV's lying. I'm just like, seriously, I don't see a line of people behind me, nobody there, it's just me, and the truck's been up for 6 days right now, and I just baffled, utterly baffled. I'm like, look, I'm not going to tow it out right now. If I can't work on it now, I'll come back early next week. I'll give you a call. I'll give you a call early next week. If you still got it, I'll come up, I'll do my thing, and probably take it. At which point he just turned around, didn't say anything, and walked back in his house. I'm like, I have a pocket full of cash right now, and I'm willing to take this piece of shit off your drive, and you just walked in. Baffled me. Utterly baffled me. But hey ho, moving on, it wasn't meant to be. So anyway, so this car, it's half price at the scrapyard today. So this car, for some unknown reason, has massively mismatched wheels. It's got 3 early pre-2003 Crown Vic low offset wheels and 1 normal proper high offset wheel. So I had 2 in stock and I've got another one today. So we've got 2 with the narrow holes and then 2 with the wide holes, but whatever, it matches. So I'm going to throw those on today, and I'm going to take my foot off the gas a little bit with searching for the truck, because I'm trying to force it. I'm on Craziest every like 2 bloody minutes trying to find something that, you know, I can pick up today. I've got to work tomorrow, so next available time will be Monday when I can actually go and look at something. So I'm going to throw these wheels on now, back this into the garage, which is where you are, and probably start to take the dash out, thin the wiring. I'm going to swap this entire column into the other truck because the gear shift indicator has snapped off on that column, and this has the cruise control buttons, which will make me very happy. And apparently all I have to do is get a reflash on that ECU and it'll activate the cruise control on that truck. Apparently, I've been told by a very helpful viewer, so thank you very much for that. And also one last thing, another question. So a couple of questions I've been asked. Sorry, it's a very talky episode. A couple of questions I've been asked. Why did I take the route that I took with that truck? Why did I use the floor and the firewall from the Vic when I could have just plonked the cab onto the Crown Vic chassis? Now I'm going to do that with the next truck. I'm not going to use the floor, I'm not going to use the firewall, I'm going to plonk the cab on. It's going to be a bump side, I'm going to keep it the same. Just if anybody wants me to do a 50s or a 60s or a 40s, I know I'm a little broken hearted myself, but this truck I only plan on it taking me about a month to do. So it's going to be in and out pretty quick. The reason why I did that is because I'm a complete wireophobe. Now I can thin a loom, that's not a problem. You know, I'm good at labeling, and I just trace the wires back manually. I'll lay it out with as much space as I need. I'll trace them back, snip them, insulate them, and you know, we're all good to go. So I don't need a wiring diagram. I can't read wiring diagrams just yet. I'm going to have to learn with the new truck. So using the floor and the firewall and the dash in that swap, I didn't have to do any wiring. You know, all I had to do was fill it, the doors out, and even the electric seat harnesses are still in that. Everything behind the dash in that truck is still as it was in the Vic. They're just taking all the police stuff out. So that's pretty much why. I wanted an OEM look inside. I didn't mind the mismatch of the new dash in the old truck. It's a hot rod. You know, I was kind of happy with that. I actually prefer driving cars than trucks, so I wanted it to be as car-like as I possibly could. So that's why I went with that direction. So yeah, I had much more faith in my fabrication skills, a metal jigsaw puzzle, than just disappearing in a whole bundle of wires. So that's why I took that route with that truck, and we're going to take a different route with the next one to experiment and see which we prefer. Another question I got asked was about my filming method, and it is super simple. Basically, I use my iPhone 6, I use a magnetized tripod which my wife bought me for Christmas, and I have a Mac, my wife's old MacBook Pro, so I had iMovie on it, and that's what I use, those 3 things. That is all I do to produce these films. Super simple. The sound is purely off the actual phone itself. That's why sometimes you get some wind noise. I did buy some external labs, and I'm borrowing a friend's GoPro 3. So I'm actually going to spin it round now, and I'm going to film that camera with the GoPro 3 to show you exactly what I do in the filming process. So that's the garage right now, empty but full of crap. I'm about to clear all that out to make room for this latest build. And that's it, there's my phone. Pretty much. Usually I use trash cans to put this tripod on. But that's it, the phone recording me, and that tripod is called a Joby. And all these, these are all knuckles, so they all bend, and you can wrap it round stuff, you can, you know, hold it on stuff, and these are magnets. So, you know, this is metal, it's going to stay all day. So that's it. That's about as technical as I get with filming.